So Vita's showing us how to load the stick wood into the bottom of the rocket stove. So the front there is designed with a brick sticking out so that the wood can sit and rest on it, doesn't fall out so easy. So she's filling it up with large sticks first and then smaller sticks on top, and then she's going to light it from the left hand side. On the left hand side down there it's a little bit lower, and that's where the air intake is, so there's going to be a natural little gap under the ends of the sticks inside the front, and so you can just put a little bit of, we use egg carton and newspaper, so that you can put them under the end of the sticks, or they'll be right next to it if they don't go underneath. Perhaps it's better to put them in first, and then it'll be lit. There should be a draw quite quickly, quite a strong draw pulling air in, because the chimney in the centre of those bricks, the chimney is quite a length, so it helps with the draw. Have you lit it already?
Yes.
Okay, so it's been lit. As you can see, I think there hasn't really been much smoke at all since lighting it a few minutes ago. And that's one of the good things about having a good chimney and a drawer. It's very low on smoke, which means you're not wasting fuel. You're not causing so much pollution either, because smoke is unburnt carbon that just, it's particulate that goes up into the air. And then once it's, sort of burning and there is no smoke, well then you can put something on top to start heating it up. Then the grate under the kettle is just made from a tray out of an oven. Again, it's salvaged from the dump. People throw away ovens now, and they're full of trays and grills and all that kind of thing. So that's just bent to shape to give it a bit of a distance between the top and the bottom of the cooking vessel. Now the other feature of using this kind of wood, it's scrap wood, it's small dead bits that are just lying around that are actually fire risk. So this is a way that we can clean that fuel up and use it. In the winter time we're using it to make our wood heater in the winter to heat the house, and the wood stove to heat hot water and cook and heat the house. So in the summertime now it's ideal to use this at least once a day to make one meal a day, maybe even 2 meals a day some days, and it's a way for us to use up that fuel load. And then we're getting the char as a bonus, the ash as a bonus. Now we've used old bricks that are salvaged from our property. There used to be an old sanatorium here, some kind of hospital about 100 years ago. So we've salvaged most of the bricks are just from the rubble of when that was taken away, and we just cleaned them up, cleaned off all the old mortar, and sometimes cut them a bit straighter. And this whole construction's used probably 1 1/4, 1 1/2 bags of cement, and we've used old tiles again from the dump that cost less than $1. A little bit of iron underneath to help frame up a bit of a box when we made the bit of concrete. So there's a bit of concrete there with some steel in it. We put the extra wall there so that there's a bit of space underneath for storage, and it took maybe kind of three building events So one morning to build all the brickwork, that was all done in one go. After it dried for a bit, then we boxed it up and made a framework that the concrete was going to pour into, and then we made the concrete and poured it. And then a few days later, or nearly a week later, then we did a little bit more mortar to put the tiles on. And yeah, it's turned out quite well. I think it's hopefully functional and it looks okay. There's 2 large tiles on the top, so there's lots of workspace. It's right by our back door, so it's very accessible. So it's easy to go inside to get ingredients and bring them back out. And it's probably, well, this is only the second time we're cooking on it. So Vita, what do you think about in terms of preparation and cooking times?
Well, I am used to just cut all the veggies and take to the wood stove, so this is not like extra prep for me, because I'm used to cutting and then bring the ingredients to another place to cook. And I just like the wood fire cooked food because it's just, I don't know, delicious. It takes a bit longer, like compared to the gas stove. Maybe it takes about 10 minutes extra, but I do enjoy using stick fuel to cook instead of just rely on gas all the time.
What's wrong with gas?
Well, the company has to mine it and then get transported to here. It costs money. It's not very environmentally friendly if you know the way they extract from the ground. So we try to be away from this kind of fuel source. I mean, it's getting a lot better. We now probably use 1 bottle for every 7 or 8 months. By having this, I guess we only need to use 1 bottle for a year, and hopefully one day we don't have to use it at all if we can. So we're not contributing to the carbon emission to the atmosphere.
Well, we are still contributing, but it's not a fossil fuel, so this is renewable in real time almost. In our lifetime, this wood, you know, there's trees around us that are growing wood every day and dropping this kind of wood every week. So it's renewable fuel in our lifetime. Fossil fuels were made from sunlight, but over millions and millions of years and over a long time ago when they were deposited as gas and coal and stuff. So we want to get away from fossil fuels and just have it as a bit of a backup if needed. Like if it's raining, this is not going to be that convenient. But I mean, we don't have many rain days per year really. Okay, I'm going to move the camera a little bit to go closer to look at how the fire looks inside the front. So that's from the front. Go and have a look from the side. And then also maybe look down from the top down, so I'll just move the kettle away. Have a look. So you can see how it burns. Been very, very little ash, a little smoke, and a little bit of ash comes out the top, but very little smoke. And it's working in well with us trying to grow more and more veggies at the back door here. Of course we do have to go for a bit of a walk around to get other veggies, but some of them are here. One of the other bonuses of cooking with wood in a fire outdoors is that we can also burn the bones, and that's very important to return the minerals and any other nutrient from the bone back to the soil. So we'll just put that there down on the top. So normally we burn them in the wood stove through the winters. So now we'd have to wait until we have a campfire, which we don't have that often, or if we do pizza or something like that, but now we can burn the bones when they're ready to be burnt. Okay, we don't know how long it's taken, but we'll be able to put it on the video. Kettle's now boiling, or it's certainly pretty hot, so that's what's going to go now. It's a bit of frying. You can hear it rocketing away. And Evita said that the pot so far after the first cooking didn't get too black underneath, fairly easy to clean. It's maybe because it's very clean burning, but we'll see if that actually holds up after a few more tries.
So now the sauce is blended very well with olive oil. That means the pasta sauce is done. So I'll just put quickly in here and do a quick stir fry with all the rest of the veggie. You can do them together, but sometimes when I have time, I prefer to do them separately. Otherwise the sauce is never gonna thicken up. So you just get a very watery pasta in the end. So this is what we're gonna have today. It's a vegetable. So of course, those one goes in first because they take longer to cook. Onions and cauliflower. And then, of course, would be better if you always put a lid on, which cooks a lot quicker. And with the sauce, I will put a lid on too, so the ash doesn't go on the sauce. So once that's all done, I'll just mix the sauce, veggie, and pasta together. That will be our lunch.
Okay, we're going to show you the shutdown process. So the food is already cooked now, and this is what we do to finish off. Just pull out any really large ones that are still burning. Then go around the side to where the air intake is. And then if you're just dragging all the coals and ash out into the container of water, which extinguishes them straight away, and it's basically causing those coals that fall in to create steam, which flushes out the pores in the char, which is actually a good thing. And we don't waste any of that wood that would continue to burn when we walk away, go inside and eat. All that wood would just keep burning away to ash. So now we can put that char into the soil and improve the soil. So it's an extra 90 seconds work at the end.
It's all done.
See the tool? It's just a piece of scrap metal that I bent and cut to the right shape to make a scooper.